Hey guys, welcome to episode number 449. Today is Wednesday, so it's DIY Wednesday. And yes, we are back at the wall-mounted fry rack. I thought everything was all done and all ready to use, and I was proven wrong. Now, the original plan was to use this stock tank as a sump and pump water all the way up to fill all of these tanks and then allow that water to spill back down into the sump. Once the axolotls went in there, they're not going to like the vibrations, so instead I moved the plans to put the pump in the turtle barrel and then pump water all the way up and then allow it to drain all the way back down into the turtle barrel. And that would have worked except for the fact that the small fountain pump that I had was not able to deal with the head height of pumping water all the way up. So what I did was I attempted to use all of the fittings and connectors and things that I had at my disposal without really going out or spending any money to run that water line all the way up, swap it over to the 1/4 inch drip line, and then run that to all the tanks. And as you see here, some of these tanks, they don't even have the drip emitters on them, and they're not on at all. In fact, either I'm not getting the head height that I need at all to pump water up to the top 2 shelves, or some of these 1/4 inch lines are already getting gunked up and there's debris stuck in those lines and it's completely clogging those lines. So what we have learned here is that 1/4 inch lines are really easy to clog, and that it's sort of difficult for a pump to pump 6 feet up in the air and bring water along with it, especially if it's a pump that's also being used to run my turtle filter barrel. So I'm sort of at an impasse right now. Obviously there's nothing in these tanks and they're not operational for the most part. And I think I have a few different options on my hands. And basically, I want to know your opinion on what you think I should do and how you think I should go about fixing this problem so that I have a reliable source of water going into each one of these tanks. So here's what I think I'm going to do. Let me know your thoughts. All right, so we've got a very powerful pump which is pumping water into this 55-gallon barrel. However, right now there are no valves to control the amount of flow going in each direction here. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is just deconstruct everything that you see here and install 2 valves so that I can control how much flow is going to the turtle barrel and how much flow is going to the fry rack. I think that might help. It might allow a little bit more pressure up this line, and it might start some of these drip emitters going once again. I think the issue right now is the water obviously takes the path of least resistance, which is going to be going into this barrel, which means there is water and there is pressure that's in this line going up here, but it might stop, I don't know, somewhere around there, because then all the rest of the water just wants to go in this direction. Like gravity and pressure is forcing the water in that direction. So if I install a couple valves there, that might solve the problem right there. However, next problem is I think it's pretty easy to clog these 1/4 inch lines. They're not very big at all, and as you can see, I do have some debris in these lines, and turtles are not the cleanest animals of all time, and so there's plenty of debris floating around in the water in the filters as well. And I'm afraid that even if I install valves over here, that the 1/4 inch line itself, let alone the drip emitters, I mean, I might just chop off all the drip emitters right now. Even getting rid of the drip emitters, these 1/4 inch lines might still get clogged eventually. But I think what we're seeing up here is just a lack of head height, not allowing that water to get all the way up there. But it's very strange because some of these drip emitters are working. Some of them don't even have drip emitters on them and they're not working. So there's a very different amount of flow getting to each one of these, even though they're all identical, which is a little puzzling to me. I mean, you see this one right here is like bubbling like crazy. So like that one's going pretty good. That does not have a drip emitter on it. But the ones with drip emitters, they're either dripping really slow or they're not going at all. So I don't know that the 1/4" line or the drip emitters is going to be a long-term solution for this project. I might just rip all of it out, and what I might do is extend my 1/2" line, which is right there. I might extend that 1/2" line to just go along the tops of each one of these sets of tanks, and then I can probably just tap a valve into that line, and then I'll have control over each one of those valves going into each one of these tanks. It's honestly the way that I was originally planning on doing it. However, I decided to try out these drip lines because they are a lot less expensive, and I thought I could get the drip emitters to work. But I think what I'm finding out here is that it's not giving me the control that I want, and the performance here is severely lacking. So if all of those things don't work out, what I might have to do is find a way to either get a second pump, which is 100% dedicated to running these tanks, pumping water up to these tanks, or I might need to find a different way to get water in these tanks altogether. But I think what I'm finding is 6 feet is quite a distance for a pump to pump water up, and the fact that I have any flow going in any other direction means that, you know, there's always going to be a path of least resistance, and this is always going to be the mountain to climb, and water does not like climbing mountains. So that's the situation we're in. Do you guys have any suggestions? Do you have any tips? If you like my plans, if you don't like my plans, let me know. We're gonna work on this together and get it fully operational so that I can get some fish in it, because right now it's looking pretty sad, and not quite sure what's next. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.